The notion that different types of civilization can coexist on the same planet shouldn't be surprising to us, because we do it, and that's what I'm suggesting was the case back then. He found evidence of deliberate burial in a very complicated, difficult cave system, which you can hardly access.
People were thinking that it was some sort of a natural formation, but then as they cleared the area, they're like, wait a minute, what is this? Some of the structures in ancient Egypt are far older than conventional wisdom.
The Great Sphinx of Giza, located on the Giza Plateau in Egypt, is a massive limestone statue with the body of a lion and the head of a human, believed to have been built for Pharaoh Khafre around 2600 BC. It has been a subject of fascination for historians and archaeologists for years. However, the Sphinx's mysteries remain unsolved. In recent years, a young Russian named Boriska Kiprianovich made remarkable claims about the Sphinx and the Giza pyramids. Boriska, still a child, claimed that there was a hidden mechanism behind the Sphinx's ear, and this mechanism would open a chamber hidden within or beneath the statue. He suggested this chamber could contain information, technologies, and even findings about extraterrestrial beings of great importance to humanity. Boriska's claims fueled speculation that the Sphinx was not just an ordinary statue but perhaps a gateway to forgotten knowledge or a hidden world. Boriska's interest in these mysteries began at a very young age. Although his parents did not give him any information about astronomy or ancient civilizations, Boriska was able to read newspaper headlines when he was only 1 year old and could draw pictures before he was 2. He first voiced his claims about the Sphinx at the age of 7, around a campfire during a camping trip with his family. Boriska's unusual claims about the Sphinx recently resurfaced with a new development, when a research team's drone detected a hidden compartment in the Sphinx. Egyptian authorities closed all access to the Sphinx. This development seemed to confirm Boriska's prophecies from years ago. Boriska's detailed information amazed everyone. Before we delve into the mystery of the Great Sphinx, let's take a look at Boriska's extraordinary life. Let's try to understand why he is called a child prodigy and why we should listen to him. Boriska was very different from his peers. Even as a baby, he could hold his head up when he was only 2 weeks old and started talking a few months old. At 18 months old, he could read and write and draw pictures. These were extraordinary abilities for a normal child. He also amazed his teachers when he started kindergarten. He had a vocabulary far beyond his peers. His writing was very neat, and he had an extraordinary memory. His teachers immediately realized that he was a special child. However, the most interesting thing that distinguished Boriska from others was his claim that he was a Martian pilot in his past life. He talked a lot about this and was very convinced of what he was saying. He described the structure of the planets and extraterrestrial societies in great detail. Although Boriska's claims have not been scientifically proven, they reveal his extraordinary intelligence and knowledge. Maybe Boriska was really on Mars in a past life, or maybe he was just a child with a very strong imagination. But in either case, we need to listen to what he has to say, because maybe Boriska can give us important clues about the future of the universe and humanity. The red planet Mars was like a vivid picture in Boriska's mind. Structures rising on hot sands were home to civilizations very different from our world. Boriska described the cultures and lifestyles of these civilizations as if he had witnessed them himself. Yet his family had not given him any information about space. It remained a mystery where he learned such detailed information. Boriska claimed that the Great Pyramid in Egypt was not just a tomb but contained undiscovered chambers and passages. He believed that these hidden sections would provide humanity with important information about ancient technologies and forgotten history. But his most remarkable claim was about the Sphinx. He said that there was a hidden mechanism behind the Sphinx's ear, and this mechanism would open a chamber inside or under the Sphinx. He didn't know what was in this room, but he was sure it was of great importance. The theory that there are hidden chambers under the Sphinx is not new. Many researches have been done over the years, but they have been inconclusive. In 1987, a Japanese team detected voids under the Sphinx. However, the Egyptian government did not allow further research. A team led by Tsuji Yoshimura from Waseda University conducted research around the Sphinx in 1987. Using electromagnetic scanning, they discovered voids and tunnels around the Sphinx, but these findings did not lead to a major discovery at the time. Boriska's claims added a new dimension to existing theories. His pointing to a specific point about the existence of a hidden mechanism drew attention. Boriska's family was baffled by his knowledge. They said they had not taught him anything about Egyptian history or archaeology. Despite this, Boriska was able to give detailed information about the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx, describing their features and hidden aspects. This led some people to speculate that Boriska might have a special connection to ancient knowledge or perhaps even be a time traveler. However, these ideas remained mere speculation as there was no concrete evidence to prove these claims. So, does the Sphinx have hidden truths that even Boriska doesn't know about? Let's take a closer look at the hidden chambers of the Great Sphinx of Giza. The Great Sphinx of Giza is thought to have been built by Khafra, one of the ancient kings of Egypt. Made of limestone, the Sphinx is a massive structure approximately 73 meters long and 20 meters high. For years, it has been thought that there were hidden chambers and tunnels beneath the Sphinx. These theories stem from both ancient stories and modern discoveries. Recently, scientists have detected voids and tunnels beneath the Sphinx using electromagnetic scanning methods. These findings reinforce the possibility that there may be an undiscovered network of tunnels underground. However, scientific methods alone are not enough to unravel the mystery of the Sphinx. Some believe that there are other ways to reach the chambers inside or under the Sphinx. There is also photographic evidence of the hidden truths of the Sphinx. Some photographs taken in the early 1900s show a hole in the top of the Sphinx's head. It has been thought that this hole could be an entrance to the hidden chambers inside the Sphinx. However, this hole is not easily visible today. It may have been closed or repaired over time. Photographs taken in the 1920s and 1930s show the cracks and openings in the Sphinx's body in more detail. It has been thought that these cracks and openings could be entrances to hidden tunnels or chambers. In a detailed photographic study in 2006, the Sphinx was mapped with special cameras, and many photographs were taken from different angles. These photographs were combined to create a 3D model of the Sphinx. This model allows researchers to examine the Sphinx without physically touching it. Today, with the advancement of modern technology, even better photographs can be taken. Thanks to digital cameras and imaging techniques, the details on the surface of the Sphinx can be seen very clearly. However, despite all these photographs, mainstream researchers do not confirm the hidden secrets of the Sphinx. They argue that more research needs to be done. Some researchers believe that the photographs are not sufficient evidence and that more evidence is needed to confirm the hidden truths. The existence of photographic evidence has also led to many theories about the creation of the Sphinx. For example, as mentioned earlier, some theories suggest that the Sphinx is much older than previously thought. Some researchers believe that the Sphinx was built in 10,000 BC or earlier, based on the wear and tear marks on the Sphinx. In the 1990s, a researcher named John Anthony West and a geologist named Robert Schoch found evidence to support this theory. In their studies on the Sphinx in the 1990s, John Anthony West and geologist Robert Schoch made a surprising discovery. The pattern of erosion on the Sphinx's body resembled erosion caused by heavy rains. However, such heavy rains had not been seen in Egypt for thousands of years. Robert Schoch proposed a water erosion hypothesis. According to this hypothesis, the erosion on the Sphinx was caused by rainwater, which indicated that the Sphinx was much older than the time of Pharaoh Khafra, 2500 BC. Schoch suggested that the Sphinx could date back to 10,000 BC, when Egypt had a wetter climate. If the Sphinx is really that old, it means it could have been built by a lost civilization. This civilization, capable of creating such a large and complex statue, must have been quite advanced. Some think this lost civilization could be the legendary city of Atlantis, mentioned by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. There is some evidence to support this theory. First, the Sphinx's delicate workmanship and massive size point to advanced technology. The lost civilization theory argues that ancient people had advanced tools and knowledge to build the Sphinx. Some researchers, such as Robert Bauval, believe that the Sphinx and the pyramids are aligned with the stars. According to Bauval, the Sphinx and the pyramids are aligned with the position of the Orion constellation in 10,500 BC. This supports the idea that the Sphinx is much older than previously thought. However, no matter how plausible this theory may seem, many mainstream archaeologists and Egyptologists do not agree with the lost civilization theory. According to them, the erosion on the Sphinx can be explained by other factors, such as wind and sand erosion. Some ancient texts and myths speak of a time before the pharaohs, when gods or advanced beings lived in Egypt. These stories support the idea of a lost civilization. Believers in the lost civilization theory think that these texts may be talking about the builders of the Sphinx.